Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, boss. Thank you so much for making time this morning. I mean, it's been like five, like 4 weeks or so, or 3 weeks in the making. But thank
All
you for
right.
making time.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, you
Sorry, I'm a
sound
bit under the weather.
yeah. Oh, you sound
Yeah,
sick. Sorry. Is it malaria?
and it's the weather. It's the hammer time.
Okay. Okay, I want to just quickly do a mic check. Is there any feedback from my mic? Any
No,
feedback
you
at all?
sound good. You sound okay.
Okay, okay. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, let's get started. I'm not going to tell you to switch on your camera. Don't worry. I don't want you to show us your fine face yet, just yet. But anyone that sees, anyone that sees it, I mean, anyone that sees your name, they'll search it up online. So
Sure.
let's just start.
All right.
Good morning, guys. I'm here with Jesse Oka. He's a front-end software engineer with over 4 years of
Akon, Akon,
Akko.
Akon.
Oh my gosh, forgive me,
You murdered my
boss.
name.
Jesse Akoh. I didn't murder his. I just maybe butchered it a bit, but I didn't murder it. Murder is like too far. Well, I'm here with Jesse Akoh. He's a front-end software engineer with over 4 years of experience building code and amazing user interfaces for the web. He's also a graduate of civil engineering from the prestigious Afebabiola University, and he's currently working at Rivet as a software engineer. So let's celebrate Jesse Akoh here. Woo! Woo! Jesse, thank you for coming. I think I gave a brief breakdown of your career, but I would like to know more about you apart from what is exactly online. When did you start coding? When did the inspiration kick off, and how did you begin your developer lifestyle?
Well, I'd say I started coding. When was that? Okay. Around, I'll say the intro. What sparked everything for me was, I studied engineering, and
Yes, yes.
in school. I was in this club called ASWA. It was like it was just this cool tech club, and it was a melting pot of different people with different like skill sets and whatnot. So I think I joined ASWA in like my 200 level or something of that
Mm,
sort. But yeah, long story short, so I think I started like with embedded systems like hardware programming. Started like learning how to you know build like simulate stuff. Started learning how to work microcontrollers and some other things. So I was learning
wow.
from like my seniors who were like ahead of me because they would do these cool projects, with sensors and actuators. They would write um, Python or WAXI, into the Arduino microcontroller and some other cool stuff they were doing. So I was just hanging around and watching them do that. And, from there I would help around the project. Then, I started like the journey of Python. So that was like late 2019. That's like,
Python.
maybe November, December. So I started writing Python, and I was writing Python so that I could, build,
Mm,
it was something sort of what my mechatronics brothers and sisters in school were going to learn eventually. So because I even considered to switch into those departments because that's like my newfound interest. Then I think from Python in 2020, before COVID, I know I was still building Python stuff. I did some few Py games. Then I think in 2020, I might be giving too much detail, but
no,
I don't
it's,
mind.
it's cool. It's cool. I don't mind actually. It's interesting.
So in 2020, I think it was from a friend of mine from school, from like secondary school, by the way. I think he was doing like web stuff and was building like a platform. I was like, all right, I want to learn how to do this too. I just want to learn how to build stuff on the web too. So everything was just, me trying to be like a good programmer. Like I wasn't trying to be like a web developer. I wanted to know how to use his tech stack. And also, so I went from Python to learning HTML and CSS around that COVID time because my school, when I went on the break, I think I was going to 400, I think I was at 300 level. So if I'm correct,
So if I'm
so
getting your
then,
timeline right, you started coding from 100 level, right, to
oh no,
400.
no, no.
Okay.
No, no, no. I said 200 level.
200 level, okay.
Yeah, that's what I
Then
started
yeah,
coding.
so you just
Okay, no,
got
in
exposure to
100
those
level,
skills. Okay.
sorry, in 100 level, I actually tried coding
Mm-hmm.
JavaScript, but it didn't work out, so I left it.
Ah,
Then,
but that's funny because I mean, you the JavaScript you use for 3GS, if I'm not wrong. I mean, with your 3D projects and everything, isn't it JavaScript you use now to write all most of your code?
yeah, me, no, right now I write more JavaScript than
Yeah.
anything, but I mean, if I want to be very exact, my first year, I tried JavaScript. In fact, there was this long ass free code camp tutorial. I started watching. Then it was like an 11 hour, 5 hour thing. But
Oh my
I
gosh.
gave up midway because I gave up midway. So it was later like I discovered, oh, that's what I was actually doing. I think it was my second year I started coding like
Taking it
Python.
seriously.
Then yeah, I mean, I wasn't even taking it seriously per se. It was just like a hobby. I mean, it's still a hobby, but it's just me trying to use code to do stuff that like looks cool to me. So yeah, that's how I
So what would
went
you
from
say?
HTML to JavaScript.
Yeah. So what would you say are the challenges you faced while learning to code? Because embedded systems seems like something that is not a common niche. It's an uncommon niche. So you starting with embedded systems, it starts making me think of languages like C, C++, and you even said you use Python for those things. So what would you say are the challenges you faced while you were learning how to code, and how did you overcome them?
Well, I mean, challenges would would depend on the approach I took to learning, and
Mm.
my learning had no clear goal in mind. I mean, I just wanted to learn. So, I mean, it was me like trying to you know like do these things for fun because that was not my major. I was studying civil engineering, so it was like a side thing, you know. So I mean, the problems I faced were more of I mean, trying to finance getting hardware. I mean, these components because I didn't have PCBs. I didn't have I didn't have money to order components from Hub 360, even as cheap as jumper cables. I didn't have
Mm-hmm.
money to buy. So I think that's one of the reasons why I even left like the hardware, trying to learn hardware properly, and with also like web and stuff. I think the challenges I faced learning, I don't think I faced much challenges because I was just giving my time to it every day, not running away from any form of complexity, but just approaching everything heads on and trying to understand these things.
So
And
let me so getting
got
you
them.
straight now. You're saying like at the start you didn't face anything with cash, anything with laptops. Just it was,
Okay, if
yeah,
that's what you mean, like
yeah,
cash or laptop.
yeah,
I mean, I didn't have money, so I was for a computer. I
yeah.
know the first computer I started coding on. I think my dad got it for me on my first set. It was like a 2 gig RAM ASUS with
Oh
like
wow,
16
that's
gig total storage. Yeah, it was very poor, but I mean, I was making do what I had. So I think it was during that COVID break. I mean, I told my dad, "Oh, we were trying to, we have to do online exams because we actually had the online exams, and my laptop could not carry the software you get." So that was when he now got me a HP notebook laptop. I think then they went for as high as 200K or
mm-hmm.
250. And like that was what changed everything because okay, I had like a fair laptop that I could now use to go from like 0 to 100. So
So which year was
and they
that
were
in
not. I
university?
won't call that.
Yeah.
That was 2020.
Okay,
That was like
2020.
my third,
Okay.
approaching my third year.
Okay.
So I won't call that a challenge. I mean, because I was making do what I had, and I was not
Mm.
really complaining. So yeah, I can't. If you ask me what challenges you faced,
Yeah.
money was not a problem
Mm.
because okay, let's say internet. Okay, yeah, okay, that's a challenge. Yes, data, like money to get data. So
I'm
that's like the
surprised you
challenge.
didn't
But I
mention
mean,
Nigeria's situation with lights. I mean, it's
mm,
but like you said, you
yeah,
don't complain though.
yeah, like that was a problem too. But I mean, I didn't make coding my life sort of. So whenever there's power, I'll just enjoy it and charge my gadget. And when there's no power, I read books or sleep or engage with like people around me. So you get me. I don't really think I had a problem like people would say now. So yeah, that's that.
Then with everything that is going on with the multiple projects you are building, things like your Apple Reality Pro, Rivet Cloud, Crocs, which is an amazing design by the way, one of my favorite websites I've seen from a front end engineer, and the Samsung S23 clone. How do you manage your?
It was not a clone. It
It
was like
was
like a journey project.
genuine
Like it's
projects.
not a clone.
Oh wow, genuine.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry about that. Then,
Yeah.
um, the Samsung S23 projects, right?
Yeah.
How do you manage your work life with your social life? How do you manage it?
Social life.
Yes,
When
work
you mean
life. How do
social
you?
life,
Yeah,
like
I mean, how do you balance your work life with your personal life? Like with your
okay,
friends, you did
personal
mention
life.
your friends. Like anytime you're not coding, you're either reading a book or you're just hanging out with your friends. So how do you balance it up now that you have all these things going on? Because when
Well,
you were describing it then. Well, what about now?
okay. Well, I mean, balancing is, but if you say balancing, it means I'm making an effort to,
Yes.
try to even this out, even
Yeah.
like even it out, but I'm not making an effort to. So, I mean, mostly I just go with the flow. But like, I would say like my work life, I don't even like to use that word because it's like I'm trying to separate. I mean, right now, work is like part of my life. Like it's like ingrained in my schedule. So, um, I work when I have to work, when I want to work. And I mean, I don't like with the way my way where I work and the time I give to my side project is it's just priorities first. I mean, if I need to do something, like go out or do something, I do. I mean, nothing is ever that dire that I need to work and substitute some important things. So I don't have I won't lie and say oh I have a timetable or
Mm,
it's just with the flow. You get. I mean, when I wake up, do what I have to do then I pick up my computer. Some other times I wake up, I pick up my computer, then I do what I have to do. So there's no formula. It might be so disorganized as of days.
yeah.
Some other days it might work perfectly. So yeah, there's no timetable. It's
That's
just with the flow.
that's good still. It's good. At least you're making an effort to balance it up. So that's good. I like that. Sorry, I think I butchered the name at the beginning. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Jesse Akoh, right? Is that not it?
Yeah, you
I'm
are.
trying. Have you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's good enough.
Fine. Can you just tell me briefly what truly motivates you to build? Is it just your passion for technology, or is it uh, just like I know it's not work because you just told me that you don't want to see it as a work life. You want to see it as something that you just do every single day, like it's your lifestyle, right? But what really motivates
What motivates
you?
me?
Yeah.
I don't think I think I've passed the point where I need something to I don't know. I just see it as a responsibility, like for actual work, like
Mm,
9 to 5. It's a responsibility because I mean my finances don't finance themselves, so it's responsibility. And I mean, I've passed the stage where I mean, I need to, even though it might be boring. I mean, it's just a responsibility I have to. I a daily obliged to. Then for like fun projects or whatnot,
yeah.
it's part of learning. I mean, it's the way I learn. You know, I just pick up something, and I study it for a while, and I implement or try my hands on different things around it. Then I share it on the internet. That's just the routine. So it's not like sometimes yeah I collaborate with people and but I don't want to miss your question because I feel
Okay.
like I'm beating around the bush. But to be sincere, I mean, what motivates me? I can't think of anything because if I really had something, then I would probably have done more work this year than than I did. But I don't think, for me, it's just like, oh, this is the career path that I have now. I
Yeah.
mean, this is what I'm pushing now. I'm not following my major anymore. So
Yeah. True.
this is what I've decided to give myself to. And I mean, I might as well do it if I want to succeed. So that's just it. So
That's
yeah, it's
that's
more like responsibility.
that's
Yeah.
cool though. That's a good enough answer, I guess. Sorry, excuse me. So speaking of GitHub, right? I noticed that your first portfolio was made with HTML and CSS, and that was like 3 years ago. How has your process of development changed then? How has it changed from then to now? I mean, this was 3 years ago when you just started. I mean, just started learning how to code. You're getting into it, and that was COVID
If
year.
I'm getting your
Yeah.
question properly,
So I'm
if I'm
saying,
getting your question, you're asking me like,
how has
okay,
your development process
go on.
changed from when you made your first portfolio with HTML and CSS till now, 3 years ago?
I don't think I can give a solid answer to it, except when I'm trying to be extra deep and cook up something. But really, I think it's just because, okay, over the years, I know I've learned more.
Yeah.
Because I know I deliberately give myself to learning. So I think the way I approach projects that is just different, like it's different from the way I used to. Because before I was trying so hard to like be complex. I was trying so hard to like be extra and
Mhm.
put it that way. Like I was learning so that I could do stuff that if people see, oh, this guy is very good. Like his code is this way. But right now, I just need to keep. I try to keep things very simple. So I mean, I think that. So then I was trying to be
Complex.
very, yeah. I was trying to be writing things that I probably didn't need. Making things extra complex. But right now, I don't. If you, I mean, the difference is for production could be like for serious work. I mean, it has to be that standard. So when it comes to my personal projects, I don't push it. I just make it very simple. Maybe if you go through some projects like
Yeah.
some with Go, some with Python, some with JS, some with Solidity, you see that they are just simple enough for even beginners to like understand. So I make it very simple for myself.
Okay,
You get
that's
so yeah,
thank you.
that's the difference.
That's good. Speaking of Solidity, what made you transition into building Web3 apps? I mean, you started off. I noticed some of your tweets were, basically 3D projects, right? And I noticed some,
Yeah.
or rather, your work is mainly on Web3. So, what made you transition into building Web3 projects, right? And is it that you are trying to keep up with the ever-changing world of technology, or
No,
is it?
not that. It's money. It's where I was working. I mean,
You said
it
it.
is what it is what was required of me. Because I
Okay.
mean, the place I primarily work, they're all about node infrastructure for blockchain apps. Like I mean, for Ethereum and Polygon, and some other networks, some other chains. So I mean, I just had to learn it for that reason. And I think before that, I took some gigs. Then, like in 2021, built
Money.
some NFT projects, like two or three or four of them. I mean, for solely because I needed, I wanted more money. So I had to learn how to, write smart contracts and how to interact with these smart contracts with like JavaScript. So
Is any
then
Telegram
with
link?
that knowledge, I just dipped into that space for like. I mean, right now I'm not necessarily like learning and growing in that space. I'm just doing as is demanded for me for a task, work related things. That's it.
Man, that sounds so cool. It's like we should just exchange brains or something. Like, Omo, guy, inspiration, inspiration. So before I think my 30 minutes is it up yet? No, it's not. I just want to know something. What was the worst bug you've ever encountered? Is it this year or last year? I don't know. What was the worst bug you've ever encountered? And how do you normally deal with bugs when you encounter such? Do you follow
I
a
don't think I.
structured process, or do you just brute
I don't
force your
think.
way out of it?
I don't think I keep track of things like that. But if I'm to remember, maybe something that kept me on my toes
Mm-hmm.
for a while. See, because most times when I face bugs, like if I'm taking more than like 2 3 hours trying to navigate, I just maybe I close the project and then open something else and just do something else. So in that way, I'm never really like waiting to fix something. I'm just putting my mind somewhere else. Then I come back to it. Then you get. But I'm trying to remember one. Maybe it was probably last year because I know this year I don't. Okay. Hmm.
So you never face
Okay,
any
this
bug with
year
3GS at all? Like your projects with 3GS have been smooth, no bugs at all.
no 3GS is very easy to like. It's like comparatively easier than some of the things I've done before. So
Okay.
if I say I face bugs, they're more of math problems and they
Oh,
have
okay.
like my
So what's the
code. So
hardest? Then what do you say is the hardest project you've built? The hardest one.
hmm, wow, this is so many questions. But I think let me think for a bit.
Okay.
the hardest project I've done.
I think maybe you thinking is a testament to my interviewing process. Although this is like one of the first few sets I've done, but still, I mean, I should make my interviewees or people that I'm talking to think. I think it's good.
The hardest because I mean most of the projects I've done like they're hard. Like I mean when
Yeah,
when I
true.
say hard, they are they're not complex. They might be cumbersome, but they're also hard. So
Yeah, yeah.
give me a minute to give me a minute. Let me think actually. Okay, I think the hardest one was something to do with solidity
Ooh.
because I think there was a problem in the contract and I think I had to remedy the bug with JavaScript because I already like the smart contract was like live on the mainnet, the Ethereum mainnet. So I think that one I had to just be very smart about it, and it was like because I know for every fix I would have been like fixing it, money would be going. So I couldn't,
I
yeah, and it was
understand.
not my project. So I think
Yeah.
maybe that was the hardest
With
to do.
solidity.
But I mean, yeah,
Would you
but
say it's because you were
there's so
new to
many.
the field?
Um, no, no, not really. It's just a mistake I made.
Okay.
So
Okay,
that's
okay.
probably
So it's one of those
that's
common
probably
cases where maybe you made a forward slash on line 7 and you forgot about it, or you put a string instead of a number in a variable. Is it that kind of problem that you had to face?
it was like the wrong base URI,
Base
or
UI,
rather the
okay.
base URI was not returning. So
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
from the contract, so I had to do something about that.
okay.
But I don't think that's the hardest thing I've done. I just feel like that's the problem I remember. I mean, to be honest, most things I do are hard. Like
Yes, I have
not
seen.
not like side project I do, but like the the things that give me actual money, they
Mm.
are hard. So yeah, I won't lie. Yeah.
Even now, you are making time and everything, so I could imagine the pressure you might be facing. Because even when we message, or rather, you message me around 1:40 something. I mean, I know we are developers and all right, but you know they sleep. I will
No,
not sleep
I
with that,
think
bro.
I wasn't working. Don't worry. I
Okay.
came like I came back to like where I stay. So I think I rested early because like the flight I didn't sleep throughout like my entire flight. So I know my sleep time was messed up. So yeah, that's why I wasn't.
Speaking of yeah, place of stay, are you with the Japa, syndrome, or you're against
I'm not be against it. I'm not Satan. I'm not the devil now.
it?
I can't be against progress.
So, would you say any opportunities you have to jackpot, you would take it?
Well, I've had like a ton of opportunities. So I mean, it's not like I'm waiting for one to go. I mean, I'm just not with it right now. I mean, I just don't feel like it right now. Whenever I want to, I think there's a good opportunity for me to
Oh,
leave the country.
that's interesting. Speaking of which, what is? Don't worry. If you want me to cut out this section of the interview, I'll cut it out. But I just want to know what is your dream company to work
My
for?
dream
Yeah,
company.
I know. Like you might say one company and another company they might read this article that I'll write on it. So if you want me to cut it out, I'll cut it out. If do you want me to
No,
leave it
it's
in?
fine.
Okay.
See, the thing about dream companies, that I used to have those, but
Yeah.
I think right now I'm not so much about like because it's work. Like I don't think work is fun.
Mm.
So I don't think I'll be dreaming of work. You could ask me what's my dream city to visit. But if it's like companies I would want to work with, like
Yes.
do cool stuff with, might not be long term and just be contractual. I think I would say Apple or Spotify, like those two companies.
Oh, Apple, Spotify.
I love how cool they are. So and I want to do stuff for them or with them. So
It's even
yeah.
true. I think you built more Apple projects, side projects than Samsung or any other one. Because I've seen,
Yeah.
yeah, if I'm not wrong, I mean, you might have some in the corner that is not public, but I'm pretty sure you built more Apple projects than any other company. So yeah, you really like Apple. But Spotify, that's good too. That's good too. I think you'll
I
get
mean,
the Apple back soon, though.
I would love to work like on the Spotify app, like do something on the app. I mean.
Would you like
I
to work on
mean,
the front end side, or just you just want to be part of the team?
not not the front end side because I mean I've been learning around like iOS dev like for a while now, and I would just love to be the part of the app because I love how cool their app was. I'm like, oh, I might love to work on this or just do something cool. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, to be honest, the many brands are cool, so that's the thing. So I mean, I don't want to limit it to just Apple or Spotify because sometimes I also like think about, oh, I mean, I would also love to do stuff like other cool brands. I mean, for plenty money, of course, not for free.
So let me. So the question I asked, what motivates you? I think it's safe to say money is the motivation. Is it good?
No, no, no,
Okay, it's
no,
not.
because I know I've parted ways with like plenty money like this year alone, just for my rest, just for, like personal time, or just so that I
Oh,
can be at peace. So yeah, it's not money.
so
Because
much.
if it's money, then I'll probably have done more work this year. But it's the yeah, it's not money.
Okay, okay, okay. That's
But
good.
money is part of it. I won't lie. And there's a kind of vibe you offer me
Okay.
that I would want to do some work. I don't think I would say is what motivates me to like wake up and
Wake up and
do
do
some
the
work.
work.
Nah,
Okay. But
nah.
if like money is also like a side
It's
motivator,
a
but it's not the main
contributory
thing.
factor.
Yeah,
Of
it's a
course,
yeah.
it's a contributory.
Okay, okay. I would ask the last few set of questions, and I'll let you go about your business. I just want to know what your plans are for the next 5 years. Do you plan on still doing software development, or do you want to transition into a CEO role or a company owner role where you just run your own business, or have your own firm and do your own thing? Do you want to do something like that?
Do I want to do
Yeah.
something of my own?
Do you want to
Or
keep
do I want
coding
to
for
keep
the rest of
working
the year, or do you want to still
for people?
transition
Is
into
that
something else?
the question?
Sorry?
Thing is, I mean, I don't see myself in like a a prime managerial role like as a CEO or a CTO. But I mean, I can never tell. Life is
Mm,
very interesting.
sure.
So my life is in God's hands. Whatever happens in 5 years, I'm all coming because maybe mentally right now I'm not prepared, but I might have grown to that. So I don't want to say this is that. But I mean, I still see myself coding in 5 years and doing amazing things in 5 years coding. So, but except if I find another niche, who knows, maybe a farmer or something. So yeah, I mean,
Well, farmers do make money though. I mean, it could
yeah,
be.
that's the point. That's the point I'm making. To be a rich
Yes.
farmer.
So if you were not coding, what would you be doing then? If coding didn't work, what would you have been doing?
I think this is like the only question you asked me that I'm actually in tune with. No, I'm not saying you asked me terrible questions.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying this is like maybe one question that I can answer easily.
Yeah.
I mean, if I wasn't a what do you call it?
It
If I
program.
wasn't
Yeah.
a coding,
If you're
I mean,
you're
I'll
you're
be
going a
practicing
software
civil
engineer.
engineering.
Yeah.
If I wasn't a software engineer, I would
Yeah.
either be a mechatronics engineer or a civil engineer, or maybe even aside engineering, I'd probably be a music producer, or I would be making art. Like so, I mean, there's a plethora of things I would love to do in my
Oh,
next life.
that's
If
interesting.
it's
You
anything like
you
that.
you'll be a music producer. Hmm.
Yeah, I'll probably be a music producer or a disc jockey, or I'll be a full-time civil
No
engineer
sports.
or
You don't do
mechatronics engineer.
sports.
Nah, I used to play sports, but I think I'm not. I only watch to entertain myself. But in
Okay.
my next life, I could probably be a good basketballer. So I mean, who knows?
Are you
Yeah,
I know basketball is not about height, right? I know there are a lot of factors that go into playing this sport, but
I'm tall.
yeah.
I'm tall.
Okay. Okay.
I'm tall enough to be a good basketballer.
Okay. Okay. That's fine then. That's fine. Okay. Last two questions before I leave you. Promise you, these are the last two questions. Um.
The last two, right?
Yeah. Last two.
Okay.
So I want to know what you do with your free time. Like apart from reading and the generic book, but what do you actually do with your free time? Like, I want to know. Like for example, today that you might be free, what would you say you'll be doing? Do you play games? Do you have any other interests that you'll be doing?
So my hobbies are very. I think I've lost touch with a lot of them, but I know I used to be an avid reader, but now I've lost touch with that. I mean, since this year, I only read like three, four books
And
as opposed to the previous years. But in my free time, right now, well, let me say I'm a practicing Christian. So I
mm,
mean, I love to read the word, then maybe worship and do some other things. But I know that might not count as leisure. But I mean, most times in my free time, I'm actually still researching because I mean, there's so much new things. Like, I mean, I appreciate novelty, so like I check out new stuff. And I mean, like yesterday, I was reading on Laplace transforms and how I could use them to animate stuff you get on the web. So I mean, that
mm.
was like me using my free time to check out math for animations and
Please,
So yeah,
and you tell me you're not serious. Oh God, help us. Laplace
yeah.
transforms to do. Okay, it's
No, I
alright.
mean, I would probably tweet the article. So there's a very nice article I was reading yesterday, and dude was just explaining math and visualizing data using some of these
I'm actually surprised though. You
semi-complex.
you have all these things and you sometimes share with the front end developer community. Why don't you want to at least go into technical writing? I mean, I think with the knowledge you have and the skills you possess, you would have been a fantastic technical writer. In fact, I think you
Nah,
would have
no,
been a prominent figure in the
I'm
tech
not
industry.
interested.
You're not
I'm
interested.
not interested. I'm
Oh,
not interested.
that's
Yeah,
sad.
I'd rather, I'm better off. I mean, it takes a lot of time and dedication to do that. I'd rather just code my thing and share the code with you
Oh,
than, give
okay,
you detail.
okay.
But yeah, apart from like researching new stuff, I like just lazy enough on the internet, watching. Okay, yeah, this one here, I watch like docu series. I watch sports. I watch like lots of basketball. Then then the nerding out part of learning new stuff. And yet, with my free time, I also build these side projects like I share on the internet. So that's like what the major thing I do in my free time. Because I mean, there was a time I did one dancing model thing to a sanity tool, and I mean, that was I literally spent my entire night and the next day. I think I spent like more than a day on that, and it was like fun for me to try and code out that thing. So yeah, my free time is just more work, but I won't call it work because it's like researching and learning new things with JavaScript and the other languages I use, and also maybe some because yeah, recently I've been digging up on AI, not
Hmm.
necessarily like coding, not coding
Yeah, yeah,
because I mean
yeah.
I don't know much about like neural networks and the likes, so I can't contribute to it, but mostly like using some of these open source tools, like animated dip and IP adapter, just learning how to use them. I think it was recently I was learning about Gaussian splitting and splatting, and I was trying to understand how they were able to make something out of this radiant fields and some other things like that. So there's more research on what sports, eat, watch movies. So just like the average human being, I lazy about then get serious in my free time. So yeah, that's that.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Jesse. I really appreciate you spending your time. So, in your final words, can you just tell us how you, or summarize how you take your development process from start to finish? Summarize from start to finish. What do you always have in mind? Development
Depends on what
process.
I'm depends on what I'm developing. Depends. Do you mean a website,
Yeah,
an app,
websites. Maybe okay.
gaming
Let's use a website for
project?
example. Yeah, a website. The website you build.
The website.
Yeah,
Okay, this is
hard.
a website. I don't think I even okay. Let me think hard and see. How do I build website? Well, I mean, I usually
You just
have
wake
some
up
of
and
these
just
like
build and just be like, oh,
template.
I'm going to build like
Oh no
crops,
no
for
no. I
example.
mean, okay, no. I mean, most of the good projects are like collaborations with people over time. So I mean, we already know what we're going to do. There's already a designer, an illustrator, doing their own thing. There's a 3D artist making their own
Mm-hmm.
thing. So I mean, it's many hands come together. So I mean, but if it's like one of these one-off web pages
Yes.
or one of these dumps in some way, I just wake up and start doing one morning. Then I mean, I just really just I mean, when I'm in the mood to do something, when I'm in the mood to work out, I mean, pick out one of the main templates I created. I start writing. If I face the problem, I try to remedy it. If I can't remedy it, I just switch my tabs to another code base and start config to that one. Then if I maybe find another problem there, then I call it a day. Then I go do something else and come back the next day refreshed. So I mean, I don't think there's a process that I can think of. I just do it, and if I stumble on something, I give up. And I mean, I give up more than the normal person because I deleted lots of code bases this year. I'm not talking about side projects. I start something, I realize I can't do it. In all honesty, I can't do it. Maybe okay. I'll say I couldn't do it then, but now I can do them. But I'm not patient enough to keep going back and forth for like a week. So I
Yeah,
just delete them. Out of sight, out of mind. Delete it, and I pretend like it never
you
happened, like I
know.
never tried it. Then maybe some other time I start again, get from scratch. Or maybe if I complete it, if I don't, I just never do that thing again. Like, again,
Mm,
I even if I might be paid to do it, I just never do it again. So yeah, so yeah. I mean, the process is just it's easy. It's probably the same way you approach
okay,
projects. I mean,
okay.
start writing code till you finish it. That's it.
That's beautiful. No, I really appreciate your words during this interview. So in just a single sentence, just let's
Yeah,
the readers, yeah.
this is like the third
I
question
know,
from the
right?
last two.
I've just been. I'm sorry. I've been enjoying the conversation. Maybe a little too much. So, in
I no problem.
just your final words, just tell the readers what you'd like them to know. Final words.
The readers.
Yeah,
Hmm.
rather the listeners. Excuse me, the
No, no,
listeners.
no. I was thinking
Yeah,
like
I'm going to write it, but for the
you're going
sake
to
of the
write it.
conversations, right? This conversation, for the sake of this conversation,
Okay.
I'll just address it as listeners.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. So a sentence about
just what you'd like them to know. Maybe an inspirational quote or something. I don't know. Anything you just like them to take from all what you said.
okay, let me try and be deep now. Let me try and be
You
serious.
said let me try.
Well, I think one thing that I think I learned this year and the previous years really is in how you approach learning and how you approach new things, and how you approach things that are somewhat bigger than your knowledge base. Is you know, for me, I don't run away from complexity. Like if I see something that looks hard, it looks long, it looks like a lot. In fact, that's when I want to dive into it because I'm not trying to test myself or test my mind. I mean, because I already know I can learn. If I put my mind to learn, no matter how long it take, I mean, I would always be able to digest it. So when I see something that's a lot, I delve in, and I don't in learning. I think I'm a fast learner because I don't waste time learning. Because I mean, when I'm learning new tech, I just dive into the docs, start read everything I can read. Then I start practicing from the code bases and I clone the repos. I check out how they meet tool set so that I can understand better. So I feel like for most people that are learning new stuff like me too, I think it's better if we all just try to stretch our brains more, like stress our brains a little bit more. When you see something that looks tough, instead of cowarding away and trying to look for something easier, you can just sit down there and figure it out. Because when you do, you'll be way better than
Mm,
people that go for the easy thing. So yeah, don't run away from complexity.
yeah,
Run to it.
don't run away from
Go ahead on.
complexity.
Go ahead on. Yeah, tackle it by the horns. And
Mm.
when you win, you'll be a better developer. If you don't win, you still be a better developer. So either which way, that which way.
Man, thank you so much. This was a wonderful session with you. Like I said, like you said, I've said like final questions like 3 times. It's because of how interesting the conversation has been, and I really appreciate you taking time to come up here.
Sure.
So yeah, without further ado, I would just like to wish you well and wish your day to be awesome as this interview was. And yeah, thank you very much for coming. I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah. Have a good day.
you too. Hey guys, thank you so much for joining us on this episode. It's our very first episode, and I'm glad that Jude Akoh, a super talented software engineer, was able to join us and discuss about his experience in the field. And I hope you guys learned a thing or two from his stories. So please
I want you to know that we have a very special guest next week, December 8th, and I can't really wait for you to meet him or her. But I'll just give it away. I'll give you a little hint of who's coming. His name starts with G and ends with R, and he usually wears glasses. He's also a community manager, a super popular community manager. He wouldn't call himself a community manager, but oh boy, I'll just say he's a community manager and also the president of the NBU. Hope to see you guys soon. Take care and peace.